Jimmy. Jimmy. James, son!
So today is Jimmy Jim Jim's on foot. That's right. I have no car. I have no tool bag. I have no nothing but this key that was left to me. Because we're gonna go get that right there. You see that? That is an 01 or maybe 02, I don't know. Nissan Pathfinder with the V6 in it. And I purchased this vehicle because I got a real steal on it, 600 bucks from the original owner nonetheless. So I've decided that we are gonna go ahead and give it a try. Here it is. You can see it's kind of ugly. I mean, there's only so much we can do with this to me. Ugh. See, it's kind of dirty. It's actually really dirty and it smells like shit. It does seem to be running though. We've got door not closed, seat belt, and a check engine light for God knows what or cares what. I'm not feeling 100% today, honestly, so I apologize for the out of breath I sound, etc., etc. But we're gonna go ahead and get this home, and I will, hit you guys up when I'm there. I just gotta say, this is probably one of the truly most disgusting cars that I have ever been inside of ever. It's kind of hard to see because of the sun glare, but I mean, it is awful. It is truly awful in here. Ugh, I don't even want to touch anything. So the vehicle does seem to work all right. It's quite dirty, like I said, but mechanically at least it seems to be just fine. It does have one check engine light, and it's also got this flickering door ajar light. But other than that, I think it's running all right. There's kind of a noise coming from somewhere over there. Some kind of like squeaky squealy noise, and the alignment is kind of off. But power-wise, it seems to be doing okay. I'll show you real quick. You ready? Seems to be doing fine. That little light's just having a freak out down there. But yeah. We should be home in about, I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes. So hopefully when I get it at home, I can, have some kind of idea maybe what's going wrong with it. Probably nothing too bad. I don't feel like anything is terrible. So I'll catch you at home. So I took it over here to the quick clean, just to get a wash and a vacuum on it. And this has got to be, I would say this is the worst. This is the worst offender. Look at this. Look. Ew. Disgusting. It's like every freaking surface is covered in some kind of crud or schmutz. Or, I mean, what is this? This is like the key fob piece. Look at this. Just look. Ugh. Like, I don't even want to touch anything. I think there's coronavirus hiding inside the car. I mean, ugh. Ugh. And to top it all off, I found these under the driver's seat. Somebody somewhere is missing a functioning set of car keys. So I'm gonna have to give the lady a call. There's a mechanical orifice here that somebody has just ripped something out of. It's just some kind of hole, some gaping hole. There's a television on the roof that doesn't seem to do anything. Look at the roof. Look at this. How could it get any nastier in here? I don't think it could. Like, this is the worst offender. I think I overpaid. Good old Jimmy pulled a James. It's not good. But we're gonna start vacuuming because this is truly despicable in here. So let's go ahead and get to that. Well, the vacuuming did, it did something. I'm not sure what, but something. I'm just gonna start cleaning. I have 2 different products for this. The LA's totally awesome carpet cleaner. God, I can't believe I did that. And the Armor All Original Protectant. Look at that guy, he's gonna protect. So, I guess we'll start with this one. And just sort of, you know, spray it on literally. Oh, this is broken, you mother... Back with a new bottle, let's get spraying. Come on, there you go. Don't be shy, step right up, I'm a reasonable guy. It's really something underneath it all, like Gwen Stefani says, and I gotta agree. Underneath, looks a little better, but on the top, oh man, I just dread cleaning this car. I'm sorry I'm complaining this episode. You know, you guys don't get enough episodes as it is, and I'm complaining about getting whatever this is on my thumb. Sure hope that's not poop. Some stuff cleans up pretty easy, like the dash. It's not that bad anymore. Even this instrument console I sprayed and wiped, and now it's looking pretty good. Except for, you know, this. Now this, there's only so much I can do with this in the car. So, I'm just gonna pull this out of the car. And, you know how that goes. Just yank it up like that. Yoink it till you splurg, or whatever they say. Whatever the kids say now, and there you go. Now look at the grody-ness of that. Ew. Look at that. Oh. Bon appetit. Oui, oui, blah, blah, blah. Fucking bullshit. Man, it's truly despicable in here. So I'm just gonna keep yoinking on stuff until I get everything out. I mean, look how nasty this is. I figured this might be fun to, you know, watch get cleaned. I cleaned it all right for now. We have massive sun glare, so you're not going to see too much, but the center console is being taken apart and removed still. All this has been cleaned. I have cleaned up the door panel a little bit. This interests me. There's like a latch going to the door. It terminates right here, which seems to do absolutely nothing except, you know, cause a crack. I don't know. The door handle works, so I don't know what this is all about. That's the whole story of this car. I mean, you gotta love this sun visor here. Hold on. Oh no, the sun visor doesn't work. My apologies. Oh, that works. That's nice. Not even a mirror for me, huh? Oh, goody. Our Lady of the Rosary. Thought it said of Italy. Since you like what, like DiGiorno? Our Lady of DiGiorno. Yeah, so I've cleaned a little bit. Not much though. This is gonna be I think this video is gonna end up being mostly cleaning, honestly. I think very little mechanical work is gonna be needed here. It's all gonna be fucking cleaning. So, yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. Before I go any further cleaning this absolute crate of an automobile, and it's filthy in here, believe me, I've decided to hook up the OBD2 scanner and see if there's any fault codes. All you gotta do is put the key in the ignition, plug in the scanner down there to the computer, and we got some codes, of course. This one's a P1320, pretty common on Nissans for, I believe, the spark plug coil, like the little electronic coils. Those tend to go bad, so that's probably causing at least one issue. And this one says P0300 generic random and or multiple cylinder misfire detected, which means one of these spark plugs or multiple is misfiring. We're gonna have to look into that because when you listen to the vehicle run, you don't really hear any misfiring. So I will see what's going on there, but it's good that we have a code like this. This tells us it's ignition coil related and not something further. Now that I cleared the check engine light, just to see what would re-pop back up, now we have an absolute misfire for sure. You can see that the light is blinking, which indicates misfire. We have no other lights, just the usual flickering door light. But this tells me that we do indeed have a misfire. So at least that's good confirmation. I ended up clearing all the codes. I wrote them down first, of course, and then I cleared them. Took it for a few drives around the block. And at first the check engine light was flashing, and then it completely went out altogether. Now when I rev up the engine, clearly no misfire, and no flashing light, no light at all, really. So something's going on. So I drove this thing around, and I mean, I really stomped on it. I Drove around the block at least 10 times. I'm sure I freaked the neighbors out. And we got 2 codes back. This one I expected, but the next one is very important. Cylinder 3 misfire detected. See, not a 300 anymore, now it's a 303. So now it's telling us the exact cylinder. That's what's good about clearing codes and seeing which ones come back. Sometimes a better code comes back. So now we know to exactly go check cylinder 3 under the hood. Now I just gotta figure out which one that is, and let's go check it out. Next morning, and I've had this thing ozonifying all night. Kind of hard to see, but there's a little ozone machine in there. Well, I'll just show you. The smell though. Whew. See, the cable goes all the way back to the house over there. I gotta unplug this is what I gotta do. Give me a second. There we go. And now we can just sort of leave the doors open, get that smell out. Alright, well we are here under the hood now, and you can see the beautiful 3.5 V6 that these things have. I've already removed the 3 bolts that hold this cover on, because we need to get to our prize. The second one on the left-hand side of the motor is the cylinder number 3 coil. So that one right there, let's go ahead and dig down there. I was able to fish the coil and the plug out. This is the plug. It's actually looking pretty darn good, so I am not worried about this plug. This coil, however, you can see that this was the very strange zip tie concoction I pulled out. This thing was not attached. This was sitting separately on the cylinder head, and this is what I pulled out for a coil. The coil looks alright. It is a genuine Nissan coil, but it also could be the original. It doesn't look bad though. I just don't suspect that whoever owned this car put genuine Nissan coils back in it. So I'm assuming it's the original, and I'm also assuming it's a dud. So what we're gonna do is go to the junkyard real quick, because I have a laundry list of parts that this car needs, and I think I'm just gonna go snap them all up at once. So let's go. We did manage to find one Pathfinder, and it does have the emblem, but engine-wise, it's basically ruined. Might take this, but it looks like it's also cracked, so it's kind of worthless. Paint is just as crap as mine is. These have been broken off or something. There's a bunch of sun visors. Yeah, unfortunately it looks like this one is going to yield no fruit. So let's move on to the next one. So there's the coil, and it even came with this, which I'm going to need, so go ahead and inspect that, and maybe I'll inspect the plug too. See if I can get one more off, because I'm going to take 2 with me. So unfortunately that Pathfinder didn't have many parts left, but this one has some interior bits left. See, the center console is still good, but check this out. Somebody busted their nose open on this steering wheel when the airbag deployed. That must have sucked. Yeah, let's try to get this off. Back at home, we've got some stuff. This whole thing was $43. I've got the center console lid here. I've got the passenger side sun visor with attachments. I've got 2 coils that are hopefully good. At least one of them is good. 2 connectors that I bought just in the very, very unlikely chance that there's something wrong with the connectors. The emblem for the grill, the 2 lights for the back, an extra spark plug just in case, a little light bulb, and the door jar sensor. Along with that thing, which is like for the cigarette lighter. So I'm gonna start putting some of this stuff on. I don't know why this big chunk of wood is in here. I'm just gonna take this out. Makes no sense. And I do have to check this out. You can see that somebody's just sort of patched that. So I didn't see any of those at the junkyard anyway. Nothing I could have done. But let's go ahead and throw that plug and coil in. Aww. I don't want to see your pucker hole. Don't show me that. Hey, buddy, you'd like to help, huh? Yeah. You're a good girl. Anyway, so you can see that I am splicing this wire terminal together. Hey, bud. You like wire terminals? Yeah. Anyway, let me show the people what I'm talking about, not your pucker hole. I went ahead and cut the cylinder 3 plug and just threw it over there because I'm pretty sure there's something wrong with it. And I'm gonna go ahead and connect this one, and then we will install the coil. The coil and the new wiring are reattached. I am going to go ahead and take this fuse right here out. The reason for that is you can see that it's blown. It's kind of hard to see, but that fuse is no good. We're going to replace it with some of the fuses in here. And we'll just go along and check the rest of the fuses, both inside and outside, to see if there's any more blown ones. It took an absolute fight to get this center console out. It was not coming out. But beyond this absolutely disgusting mess, why don't you feast your eyes? Usted. Oh man, this car. You see this? Like, what is this? Who does this to a car? I called that old lady back about that keys earlier in the video. She doesn't even want to answer the phone. I'm pretty sure she thinks I don't like the car, which I don't. But a little bit of gold down in there. Maybe we'll get some of our money back. Very doubtful. Anyway, let's ignore this for a bit. Went to Walmart and bought some seat covers, some floor mats, and a steering wheel cover. Came out to, let's see, $42, basically $43 just for fucking some random stuff, but let's go throw this on. It's coming to be the end of the second day, and this is how far I've gotten. The interior looks a hell of a lot better now. It's nice and clean, at least. I've gotten a lot of the stains out, a lot of the smells. Anything that was broken or missing has been replaced. Even the headliner I've kind of cleaned up as best I could. That's nice and clean now. More importantly, when we get in the car and actually go to start it up now, show you how many lights are on the dashboard. Give it a second. Ready? Whoop, there it goes. No lights are on the dashboard. So it's running great. The coil solved everything. I don't know if it was the coil or the pigtail, but I did them both just in case, and now you can see no more lights. The interior is looking and smelling a lot better. I have a new radio on the way for this, so we can get rid of this awful thing. It does seem to work. There's just no display, so it's completely and utterly worthless. But the vehicle is running good. It smells a lot better. It looks a lot better in here. So now I can move on to slightly less pressing issues. I just want to start to fiddle around with small things. I still have to clean the back here. You can tell that it's quite dirty back here. The back, way back there, is just as dirty. See all that crap? And I still got to clean this headliner, so more to do, more to come. I also just want to add in real quick, I don't know what the purpose of that rope was. I cut it, pulled it out, and it changes nothing. It still works fine, so who knows?
3 days later.
So it's been a little over 3 days, and I spent a lot of time trying to get this radio to interface with this car. Turns out that it has 3 factory amplifiers, 1 in each front door and 1 in the rear, which makes a kind of a mess for anyone trying to install an aftermarket unit. You end up having to go with one of these pack ROMs. It's a factory sound system interface, and this one is an OEM 1 model. What this allows you to do is you have to tap into the car's factory harnesses and activate all 3 of those amps in the back. You absolutely have to activate all 3 of them, or you won't get sound out of one side, or you won't get sound in the front, or no power in the front. So I got this thing, wired it up. This thing was 40 bucks. And now this thing is talking finally to the rest of the car. So when I turn on the key, the radio gets power. Now all I gotta do is button all this back up. Well, the dash is all buttoned back together. The radio and the clock both now work, which I will insert a clip of right here.
So easy you can do it in your underwear.
And overall, I've been cleaning and cleaning and cleaning, and the front is looking pretty good. This back is looking a lot better. The door panel on that side has been cleaned. The very next thing I'm working on right now is I've got this door panel completely off, because if you remember, this one was ripped. And I have a new spare right here. So this is the part that's ripped, and I have this replacement piece I'm gonna attach. All you gotta do is take this door panel off, flip it over, and you can see there are a couple of screws that hold the upper door panel on. Once you remove this piece, I can then reattach that, and I will reassemble that door over there. I'd also like to lube up the window tracks while I'm in here. Not perfectly clean yet, but it does look a heck of a lot better. I think that's the overall message with this SUV. It's starting to look a heck of a lot better. I also cleaned up these front rims and sprayed the tires. Looks a lot better now than the yellow-black that was there before. Also, the hood latch was super easy to fix. It just needed to be re-clipped right there. And as soon as that was reattached, now it has tension again. Decided to go for a drive right now to put some air in the tires because they were pretty universally low. With their nice tires, they're just very low from not being driven. You can see there's no lights on now. Absolutely no lights on the dashboard. 187,568 miles. Still in drive, go ahead and put it in park. See, it idles in park where it's supposed to. Clock works, radio works, AC works, heat works. Nice and clean inside now. No gunk everywhere. What I decided to do was throw a throw towel, kind of blanket over the back seat just to distract from how ugly it was, because no matter what you did, it really wasn't ever going to be clean again, but it looks a lot better now. I fixed that panel in the back as well, so no more rip. So the inside is basically done. Now I just got to fill up these tires and take it for another drive. So I've just been driving it around the last couple days, and it's done. No more misfires, no more check engine light, doesn't run bad. I cleaned the headlights. I tried to wash it as best I could, but you know, I can only do so much. I'm not a miracle worker. I also tried to look for little bits like this little grill and that little hubcap, but I just couldn't find them. Nothing wrong with that. It just needs to run and drive properly and pass emissions, which it does. You can see that the interior is much nicer now. It doesn't smell like shit in here anymore. Everything works. Car starts right up. Radio works now.
I got it. Let's get that on.
Air works. No lights on of any kind. That's just the door and the seat belt. In the back, I've kind of put like a throw rug back here just for now. It just makes it look better back here. I didn't like the seat. It wasn't terrible, but it just had these little rips. And I like to do this anyway because I transport dogs. So, you know, tires are good. Tires are actually really, really surprisingly good. Runs nice and quiet. So overall, I think this is gonna do it. You know, the car runs and drives. I'm happy with it. I'm sure somebody else will be happy with it. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next one.